Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Becca's Backyard, where I share my inside thoughts outside. But inside this week because it's cold out and I'm back at my rental house, as you can see. And I don't know, I didn't even do my hair today. This is how I woke up this morning. Okay, so that's the situation I'm in right now. I'm exhausted. Whatever, that's uncomfortable. And I've been really busy. So we've got the new house, right? I feel like I'm complaining about, when people say rich people problems, I feel like I'm complaining about that a little bit, but this is what's been going on for me. So Brene Brown talks a lot about vulnerability, right? And vulnerability is really kind of the catalyst of change, and good things. And so I'm trying to hang on to that piece, and I'm gonna be a little vulnerable with you guys today because I am not in my best state mentally, I don't think. And I'm really disappointed in the world and I'm really tired. So I've been up at the house, the new house, right? We've had to paint it because I want to paint it. Can't afford to hire a painter, so we have to do it ourselves. And in order for me to be able to do that effectively, we decided to keep our rental house for another month. And just go up there and paint and prepare the house. So we move everything in. We don't have to try to paint around furniture and stuff like that. So I've been driving up boxloads of stuff. You can see my Home Depot boxes are gone. Yay. And they were taken up to the new house along with everything in my bookcase. Boo, sad. Living in boxes and a couple of other areas in the house, not just here in the office. And so the 3 rooms that we had to paint in order to move in are finished. We have one more little repair in a bathroom to keep the cat safe, and then we're ready to move up. So I hope to be able to be moving up and living full-time up in my dream home in the next week or so, and then be able to clean up down here. So this is probably, hopefully, the last video you'll ever see in my old office, and the next time it's cold out up there, I will take you into the new office. But in any case, that's sort of where I've been running. It's about an hour drive between the 2 houses, so I've been going back and forth. Have to leave the cats here because it'll freak them out to be an empty house. So I've been driving up, sleeping overnight, trying to get painting done, trying to get the house fixed up, driving back, feeding the cats, taking care of them, packing more stuff, going back up with another carload, etc. Back and forth, back and forth. Antonio and I just kind of championing along and kind of pushing through to get it done. So I'm physically exhausted. I'm mentally exhausted. And on top of it, I was talking about the situation last week, and, as you know, it was work related. So my financial situation has recently changed, and that's sort of, it's really frustrating. It's been a continued frustration in my life, always. So here's the vulnerability, right? As an autistic, I give 150% of myself to every job that I have, whether I'm collecting tolls in a toll booth or I'm working with a CEO. It doesn't matter to me. I don't know how to do stuff at halfway. And that means that if neurotypicals are really good at being themselves, if they're like a level 3 neurotypical without any desire to understand what it might be like to be autistic, we get taken advantage of and we get made promises to that aren't kept. Because we assume they will be kept because we keep our promises, and that kind of stuff. And I give it my all. And so when that punch in the gut happened and my serenity and security were stolen from me during a really important time in my life, it became a check period for me. I really have been very depressed. It triggered off a huge depression for me and a lot of anxiety because it means worrying about the things that I hate worrying about, trying to find a job, making sure that I have money in the bank, and kind of thinking about who and what I want to spend my time doing things. And so that's sort of where I'm at right now in all of that, is sort of figuring out what I want to do. So I'm in between. I know I miss my writing, but I also know that my writing isn't what pays the bills. It's just what I enjoy to do. And I need to figure out what I want to do to pay the bills. And I think I'm done with advocacy. This one really, really hurt. It had a lot of potential to be something really big for our community. It had a lot of potential to be sort of a legacy lever for me, since I don't have kids and I don't really haven't really had much of a chance at doing things in life till I was 36. This one really hurt. So I think I might slink away rather into the mountains and lick my wounds and sort of probably back up from advocacy quite a bit. I certainly had plans of not traveling as much this year to do conferences, and I think I'm gonna probably back that even further up and start saying no to meetings, no to collaborations and things like that. I think I just want to stick to my solo writing, and I really don't want to sit in board meetings anymore. I don't want to have to defend the abuses in those meetings anymore. I don't want to have to listen to what the people in power have to say about how we should live our lives and what chances we're afforded. And I don't want to fight the fight in those meetings alone anymore. Because I take sometimes a lot of abuse for it in our community too, so it can be very lonely to do those things. And I think I'm done. I think I'm done with that piece of vulnerable. I think I'm done with being vulnerable to people who don't appreciate my vulnerability. I think that's what it's really about. So I'm going to take back my power. I'm going to take it out of those meetings, and I'm certainly not going to do things for free anymore. So sorry, guys. I know I usually do SEPTA meetings. I usually do stuff for autistic organizations and things on, budget conscious ways, but I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing favors for people and organizations and groups and communities who don't do favors back. So I'm done with that piece. So if you want me for a speaking engagement, or you want me on a panel, or you want me to write in your book, or you want me to do a chapter for you, or you want me to write you a book review, or you want me to do any of the things that I usually do for free, help with your research study, work with your students, any of those emails that I usually get, and I say, yeah, of course, because I want to get the message out there, I'm going to start saying no too. I'm done giving my vulnerability for free and suffering on the other side of it. So what I am going to start doing, I think, and this is my idea, and what I'm hoping, I'm actually going to say it out loud for the first time right now. That's what I'm thinking about. So I'm hoping that those of you who have taken the time to sort of listen to me ramble on about my hardships right now, will give me some feedback. Let me know if you're excited about this idea, if you think it's something, excuse me, my nose is so itchy. If it's something that you think you'd be interested in, if it's something you think you'd dig and you'd get behind, because if it's something that my people, right, because now I'm going to do an us versus them. Now, if it's something that my autistics and my neurodiverse people want for me, I will give it. I've never had this done to me by anything but neurotypicals. So I think I just entered into that us versus them place for the first time in my life, which makes me sad because I really thought that was the wrong way to go. But right now, I think it's the only way to be, at least to protect myself and until somebody proves otherwise to me, I guess. But right now, neurotypical actions are speaking loud and clear to me. So I'm going to give all of my energy to my fellow autistics. So here's my idea. I think I'm going to write a self-help book. Boom. So for those of you who read those kind of books, if you've read anything like The Four Agreements, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, anything by Brene Brown, any of those powerful women, if you're really excited perhaps about reading Michelle Obama's Becoming even, anything along those lines, that's what I think I'm going to write. And guess what, you guys? I'm not doing it for our community. I'm not going to write it by our rules with our little specifications. I'm writing it for the mainstream. That's what I want to do. I want to write a self-help book that even neurotypicals can use. That's what I want to do. I'm going to write down all the things and all the pieces and tips and advices that I've ever given out to all of you about how to walk this journey, about how to get through the challenges, the gray days, to give names to the feelings and articulations, to understand your triggers, to build the life that you imagine in your head, not the life that everyone told you you were supposed to have. If that sounds exciting to you, that's the book I'm thinking of writing. If you're a publisher and you think that sounds cool, you can reach me at Becca@beccalaurie.com. If you're an autistic and you think it's a great idea and you'd read it, please comment to this video and let me know because I need some encouragement today. I really do. So that's what I'm thinking about. I think I'm going to tackle mainstream and put my autism on the back burner of that and say all of these things, and by the way, I'm autistic, instead of saying I'm autistic and I can do all of these things. I think I'm going to stop leading with that foot and coming in with it second. I don't know. I mean, it's real hard. I live so openly about my autism, and I live so vulnerable and real about my autism, whether it's in a board meeting where I'm exactly like this, or really if it's, you know, here on the phone, Skype with my friends, on Facebook, anything. There is no pretense in what I do anymore. And that can be scary for a lot of people. And I think that's part of what this situation is. I think I'm scary to the current people in charge. So, because I mean change, and change is scary, right? Autistic or not. So that's sort of where I'm at. If I don't scare you and you think you might want to work with me, and it's something that you A, already have funding for, or B, you think you have a good shot of getting funding for, feel free to reach out to me. Because I'm looking for consulting work. I am looking for any kind of work. But I really, my heart of hearts, besides paying the bills, I know I have this one book in me. So I'm going to get it out there. I don't know if I'm going to self-publish. I don't think I'm going to publish with an autism publishing company anymore. This is really shaking my world a little bit. So I'm going to reformat, I guess, a little bit, start taking myself more seriously and everybody else less seriously, and kind of work on that. So that's where I'm at. It's not a fully complete idea. I'm sorry I couldn't birth you a whole completely new idea, but that's where my brain is at in process with this. And of course, the other side of my brain, you know, that really, right, because we say, okay, DBT therapy, we say, right, emotional mind and logical mind, right? So my emotional mind is devastated and gutted and in the floor and no self-esteem and emotional self, right? Logical self is like, hey, by the way, you know that was illegal, right? And you know there's legal cause that you can take now, and that I can take legal action and all of that stuff, and that's true. But that kind of thing also takes a lot of spoons, and it gets really ugly. And it will always come back to money, because if you can afford a really good lawyer, that will really be the end of it. So is going the legal road really so smart? So there's been this battle between emotional mind and logical mind, and I am trying to hear my wise mind, which is the one in the middle that hears both sides. And all I want to do right now is hear my wise mind, and I can't hear it. So I'm going to leave you guys with that thoughts, all of those thoughts, and my bedhead and everything, and just put my vulnerability out there. Give me your thoughts. I'd really appreciate them. I don't ask for much from my community. I don't ask for your participation in a lot of things, but I could really use your help. So if I have helped you in any way in the course of my career, I'd like to know what you'd like from me, where you'd like to see me grow from here. How do I show you that resilience? That's where I'm at. So I hope you guys have a great week. I am headed back to my couch because I have somehow designed a day in which I am waiting for paint to dry and also waiting to pack some boxes, and it's Sunday and no one's bothering me. So I'm going to throw a load of laundry in and go watch some Netflix, because sometimes that's what self-care looks like. Well, guys, I'm sorry for such a downer video this week, but reality is reality, and that's where we are. I hope I'll see you guys next week on Becca's Backyard, which I hope will be happier. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Thanks a lot.